to another episode of Life Support. It's our final episode of season 1 at the end of 3rd year, and as ever, it's your host. I'm Dominique.
And I'm Daniel.
So yes, we've made it to the end of a whole year of podcasting. How have you found it?
It's been a good experience. It's been quite fun.
Yeah.
Quite chill. You know, we've covered a lot of topics. We've got through quite a lot.
Yeah. I think we've learned a lot as well, so it's exciting. So in this episode we're going to kind of go through like a wrap up of the year, highlights, lowlights, things like that, and we're going to have fun at the end, both of us taking on hot seats for the final time this season. But before we get stuck into that, make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube if you haven't done so already, and follow us on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, and let us know what you think of our episodes, what you've thought of season 1, some of your favourite moments on it, some of the things you're like, that was kind of crappy, maybe get better at that. Be brutally honest.
Yeah.
We've been planning as well stuff for like coming up next couple of years, so next couple of years, I'm already
hopefully a couple of years, yeah.
For the next season at least. So got some exciting stuff in the works, but get involved. We need to get involved.
Yeah. So anyway, I think a good place to start would be sort of wrap up. This was, well, we're calling it season 1, but essentially it was just 3rd year of our uni experience, medical school.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling at the end of it?
Oh, when I tell you, I've told lots of people, this has been the longest academic year of my life. And you probably are well aware by now, we both did other degrees beforehand, and I've never felt more mentally, emotionally, and physically drained at the end of a year than I have this year. So I'm glad it's over in terms of uni life. But I feel like, I've had a lot of fun doing podcast stuff. I've like learned a lot. It's been good fun reflecting on things, and I'm excited to like keep building on it and see what's up. I'm also like shook that people actually listen to the podcast. Like I know we didn't, we're like, we'll like share it with our friends and stuff. But see when people like say, oh yeah, like I've been listening to you, like I listen to every episode. So I'm like, oh my god, that is so fucking cool. So, sorry. So I think that's been really like, keeps me motivated. What about you?
I think so just coming in the 3rd year a wee bit. 3rd year was such a weird year, because I think back to the start of it, like 15 weeks of hell, and like that was very painful, but like I can, like, it feels like it was so long ago.
I know.
As well.
Insert a clip of us at the start of 3rd year being all cheerful and happy, and then there'll be a clip of us now being like,
that is over.
I've developed more grey hairs.
It's been such a like weird year, because it was all that, like so much thrown at you, and then it was placements, which we've chatted about on our individual placement episodes, which have been very up and down. And then we had our OSCEs, which we'll come on to in a wee bit. Just general chat about that. Yeah, but I feel like this podcast has been really fun. It's been a really good break. It's been a really good way to sort of get out everything that I've been wanting to say.
In a safe.
Yeah. Been wanting to say, but like won't say like around a bunch of people. So instead, I'll just say it in front of a camera.
Danielle's like, I'm gonna cuss people out, but in a safe space on a camera for everyone else to see.
so I don't have to deal with their reactions to their faces.
Just angry keyboard warriors. But
it's been a good experience, and it's definitely something we want to keep going. We've chatted about a lot of ideas we have for next year. So stay tuned for that, because the way it's working out, this episode is gonna end up coming out literally just before we start 4th year, hopefully. So fingers crossed, 4th year, yes.
We will. We'll be both in 4th year. We've smashed it. We smashed it. I believe in us. So when I come back at the end and be like, oh, guys, I didn't smash it. Far from it.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's good.
But yeah, so we just had our OSCEs.
We did. Let's chat about OSCEs.
So we want to chat a little bit about that. I don't know how specific we can go, but we can chat about the general experience.
We won't talk about like what we encountered in terms of like the actual topics. Let's rewind. If you're not a medical student, an OSCE is basically like a clinical exam where we get given scenarios and we play doctor for that 10 minutes for each scenario. We've got stations and we get given instructions, and then we have to go into the room, carry out those instructions, answer some questions at the end of the exam. And that's it. So we had 4 stations. We had 2 days. Both had 4 stations. So overall we had 8 stations, and each one's 10 minutes long. and it sort of in my head simulates like being in a GP surgery, that kind of environment where you're like, new patient, knock on the door, speak to the patient, find out what's going on, next patient.
Sort of find out what's going on, and like mixed in with that would be like some stations are history taking, some stations are examinations, some are more communication skills, and some will have like questions at the end. Some will have a few questions, a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You'll see different things like ECGs, chest X-rays, depending on the station.
Yeah.
Different images, different.
So it tests like quite a broad range of your skills that they expect you to have developed at this stage. But
it is all very intense because it's in 10 minutes. Like you got to try and cover as much as possible. There's points for obviously being nice in that. Being like, points for being a good doctor.
Points for not being a psychopath.
But yeah, overall, it's a very stressful experience. It's very like intense, like trying to get through everything in the 10 minutes. But yeah, how do you feel after it? No.
I think because we're still in the in-between of like waiting to get results, part of me is like, I think I did okay. So I feel like, oh, relief, they're just over. But then there's always that, little inner demon that's like, no, you messed up. You failed. You're going to have to redo this again. And I'm going away to London for my elective, which isn't the furthest place, obviously, to go to, but I'll be away out, like, not close to Glasgow at the moment. And it's just like the thought of like, oh no, if I have to like plan to come back and resit it, that's such a stress. Like, do you know what I mean? Again, I'm not like someone that's out in Japan or something like that, like on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So it's not terrible, but it would just be.
Yeah, it would not be great.
It wouldn't be fun. So yeah, I feel like I know my results.
Yeah.
Just tell me now. How about you? How do you feel?
So it was over 2 days, and I feel like general consensus, which I would also agree with, is like the first day was like super intense. Came home and I was like, oh, that was like the worst experience of my life.
Yeah.
Because also it's our first real experience of an Oscar. We had like a sort of practice
one. We had a mock one last year,
but it wasn't as like.
Don't think it had the same intensity.
It wasn't like a good representation, I'd say, because.
Because it doesn't count, so you're just like, oh.
I think going in, I was like, oh, I don't really know what to expect. And then I was just hit with that, and I was like, oh wow, I got through nothing that I wanted to. It was but then coming in the second day, I felt a bit better. I was like, oh okay, I know what to expect a bit more.
Yeah.
So I got like the groove of it a bit more. So I felt a little bit better afterwards. Yeah. So it was a tough experience, and like.
But you made it. We've made it through.
Yeah. We made it through the other side. Hopefully it went well. Fingers crossed. We shall see. By the time this episode comes out, we'll know.
We'll know. Yeah. So I might have to do a little like story, like, oh yes, we actually did pass.
Yeah.
We'll post something when we know for sure. But yeah, I think how did you find your OSCE experience in terms of like not just like how you felt afterwards, but like the process leading up to it and in the day?
Yeah, it's a little different because it is a lot more of the clinical stuff. So like it was like getting together with friends and practicing as much as you can, which was a lot more chill than it is like at home studying in front of a book. So I enjoyed that a little bit more. The actual exam, like there was like the quarantining as well.
Yeah.
So like no one's.
That's not fun. That's not fun.
It wasn't great.
I want to know. Older year groups, why did you do what you did? Because now we have to sit for 3 hours after an exam in a room full of other students that are stressed, silently, with no phones, no devices at all, and just be like,
yeah.
What did you do?
But yeah, overall, glad it's over. Not excited for having to do that again and again.
That's basically our entire career. Someone said that. They were like, oh, no more exams after 2 years. And I'm like, actually, no, wait, we'll do like OSCEs every single year of our lives.
And depending what career you go on, OSCEs might be your examinations further on as well.
What have we signed up for? Like, what have we actually signed up for? This is like the closest I've felt to being like, this is a real life example of like our day to day.
Yeah.
And I'm
like, is it too late? Is it too late?
Mom, so degree number 3 will be. She's going to be like, no.
But yeah, that's over. And now we get a little bit of break, and then we start electives, which are essentially like our placements, basically but they're just over summer.
Yeah. Where are you? Did we say what we're doing before?
No.
Where are you going?
So I'll be still in Glasgow. I'll be at the Children's Hospital doing a pediatric surgery elective.
Yeah.
Should be fun. What about you?
I will be in London doing spinal surgery, neurosurgery, maybe spinal stuff too, at King's College. So that should be fun. Yeah. Should be exciting. Going to do a lot of reading up beforehand though.
Yeah.
Start some research and just make sure I feel like I know what I'm talking about when I walk into that environment. Yeah. I always get the feeling like, I know everyone's like across the board, medical schools in the UK, like there's more or less a set standard, right? Yeah. Like we sit the same exam at the end of our course that's set out by the GMC and things like that. So, and the schools council, medical school council. So like most graduates coming out in the UK are going to be at a similar level. But I still get the feeling like other unis, I just have this perception that they're just, all the students are so much smarter. And I think that like a lot of the London ones, like King's, Imperial, I just assume, and then obviously like Oxford and stuff, I just feel like, oh my God, they're like way above us. And I'm like, there's really smart people in Glasgow for sure, like 100%. I feel like majority of the course, I'm like, oh my God, you guys know so much. So then I have this fear that I'm going to walk into King's and be like total imposter syndrome and be like, they're going to be like, what's this basic anatomy? And I'm going to be like, and it's a running joke that like Glasgow uni medical students come out, really good clinical skills because we get early exposure to clinical stuff, but really crappy anatomy knowledge because we have only 2 years of anatomy teaching. So I'm like, I'm going to be laid out. I'm exposed. I'm going in exposed. So I'm going to be studying this week because I start next week. We'll see. Okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so looking forward, we have fourth year coming up.
Yeah.
By the time this episode's out, we'll be like a week out.
Just about to start.
Yeah, just about to start.
I will hopefully be in Portugal enjoying my last week of freedom.
Yeah.
What about you? You got anything planned over the summer break?
Not really.
Oh,
not much, but it's fun. We'll try and get away with some friends or something.
Yeah.
At least during August, like at least even just like hanging out and that.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
Fair.
But that's fourth year's coming up. It'll be a lot of similar to what we've been doing in the second half of third year. A lot of placements. You're
excited about for next year?
I mean, I guess I feel like it's always like a step up. So like we stay with third year students, so like, okay, and then we'll come in fourth year students, might be able to do a little bit more, but also we'll be expected to know a bit more. Which actually brings you to another point. I guess something else we want to cover is what was your highlight of third year?
Highlight of third year? Oh, I mean, halfway ball was definitely up there.
I think
great weekend, and I think now looking back, placements, just because it wasn't 15 weeks of hell, and just sort of meeting more people on the course as well, and like building more bonds and friendships with people. Sounds so wholesome, yeah. But I think like being on placement, actually like getting over the nerves of starting and actually doing it, I was like, okay, this feels fun. Getting into theatre, getting to close a patient in theatre. Oh my goodness, like I'm still obsessed. So I would say halfway ball, and then like hands-on experience and placement in theatre highlights of the year. And doing the podcast actually, like really enjoyed that. So.
I probably agree with you that I really enjoyed that. I think placements were fun. It's very different.
Yeah.
And I love the halfway ball, getting a chance to sort of celebrate surviving 2.5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Of med school.
Getting to the halfway point.
Getting to the halfway point, and then nice sort of like break before we started placements.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that.
What was your low point? Not so like the lowest, deepest, darkest moments, but like what was a bit that you're like, I would not wish this on my worst enemy?
I don't know. I feel like the later parts of like once 15 weeks, I was sort of like losing it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then coming into that exam,
I
was like, oh, I've never felt more burnt out in my life.
Yeah. No.
After that exam, I was like, and then we had a halfway ball, so I was like, oh, we energy back.
Easily the worst was that week before exams for 15 weeks of hell, that January, because you just like you'd had the whole 15 weeks to begin with of information that you needed to study. You had the Christmas break, but that wasn't really a break, that was just more studying. You had to come back and had like 2 more weeks of teaching anyway. Then we had our time off and thought, oh, we're gonna have some time before the exams. Nope, they chopped up like 5 days off the exam calendar, and we found out we're having an exam on a Saturday, so topped it all off. I was feeling it. I was feeling rough. So that wasn't the best. And actually, I think maybe like the day or two before placements, like I was so nervous. I don't know why. I was just really anxious. I remember like calling my mom, like calling my boyfriend, being like, I'm so scared. And they were like, why? Like it's just like the start of day, like start of school.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that bad. And I was just like, do you know where you're like, this is what I've like potentially signed myself up for a career in.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in day one and be like, I hate it. And then I'm like, first of all, I've got to finish the degree.
Yeah.
So I've got to do this still for 2 more years. And I don't want to do this anymore when I finish. So like, what do I do after?
Yeah.
So, sorry. I think the overwhelming like anticipation and anxiety around like, this is a make or break kind of feeling. That was quite, but exams were definitely the worst. Yeah. Sorry, coughing away.
So we thought just to like sort of wrap it up, we'd have a little bit of fun, and we'd both take part in the hot seat, which is sort of like a little quiz, a little general. We've made it into a general knowledge quiz that we do for about a minute.
Yeah.
We've been doing it on our like more chill, fun episodes, and we thought a good way to close out season 1 would be we both take turns and we both do it
and see who ends up topping the leaderboard.
See if we can beat our original scores.
Yeah.
Which I cannot remember off the top of my head.
To be fair, our original scores were like way harder because we had 30 seconds and the questions were a lot tougher.
Yeah.
So I felt like
at least the scores we've got in the past few times.
Yeah.
See if we can get a new score. We'll get the leaderboard up after this as well.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So would you like to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I feel prepared. I feel ready for this season-defining performance. Okay. Right, and I've got a bunch of questions afterwards as well.
I have the questions.
Oh God, I'm scared. 3, 2,
1, go. Who invented the telephone?
Alexander Bell.
Okay. What is the largest desert in the world?
The Sahara Desert.
Which country is known as the land of the rising sun? Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?
Margaret Thatcher.
What is the largest organ in the human body?
Trick ones like skin.
In which year did World War II end?
1945.
What is the name of the Greek god of the sea?
Hercules.
What is the most widely spoken language in the world?
Oh, I literally did a quiz on this. Like Mandarin.
Which country hosted the first modern Olympics?
Good. Next one.
Okay. What is the? Oh, okay.
Wait, how do I stop my timer? Okay. Right. I did so badly in that. I'm not gonna lie.
I think you did pretty well.
That was atrocious.
So the first question was who invented the telephone, and you were correct, Alexander Graham Bell.
Because I said Alexander Bell, and then in my head I went, it's Graham Bell.
What is the largest desert in the world?
Yeah.
You were correct. It is the Sahara.
Okay. Land of the Rising.
The land of the rising sun is Japan.
I did not know that. That's good to know.
Who was the first female Prime Minister? You were correct.
Okay.
Margaret Thatcher.
Okay.
What is the largest organ in the human body? You were correct. It is the skin.
I thought it was a trick one because you said in, and I was like, oh.
In what year did World War II end? 1945.
Okay.
The Greek god of the sea is Poseidon.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of shit.
What did you say, Hercules?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. And my boyfriend's Greek. He's gonna kill me. No.
What is the most widely spoken language in the world?
Yeah.
You're correct. It is Mandarin.
Shut up. No.
You are correct. And what was the next one? Which country hosted the first modern Olympics? It was Greece.
It would have been. Yeah, obviously.
So you got one. You actually did pretty well. Very well. Compared to everything else we've done in the past.
Yeah, but I feel like the two that I probably should have known.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7 probably.
7.
Did I get 10 questions in?
You got 7 out of 9.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
That's the kind of result we're looking for Oscar. That'll better.
Alright.
Okay, right. Your turn. Are you ready?
I hope so, yeah.
Okay. Timer.
Oh yeah, timer.
Get that up.
Right. Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh wait, let me get a timer. 1 minute. Okay, I'm ready.
Right, 3, 2, 1, go. Who's the first president of the US?
George Washington.
What's the chemical formula for water?
H2O.
In which city would you find the Colosseum?
Rome.
Which animal is the largest land carnivore?
Land carnivore?
Yeah.
Skip.
Okay. Who painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling?
Skip.
What is the smallest bone in the human body?
Stapes.
In which year did the first manned spaceflight occur?
Which year does the space flight occur? Skip.
Manned, okay. What is the name of the longest reigning British monarch before Queen Elizabeth II?
Skip.
Which planet has the most moons?
Saturn.
Who wrote the Odyssey?
The Odyssey. Skip.
What is the name of the largest ocean on Earth?
Pacific.
Which country is famous for creation of the automotive brand Ferrari?
Oh my god, why don't I know? Skip. I don't know why. Germany.
What is the primary ingredient in hummus?
Hummus. Chickpeas.
Who discovered penicillin?
That was.
What question did we get up to? Okay, we got up to 14. Okay, so.
I skipped a lot of those and I thought about it after. I was like, why did I skip that?
One of your answers got me. I was like, what?
Okay. I don't know why I said Germany.
First president of the United States was George Washington.
Okay. So. One.
Chemical formula for water, H2O.
Okay.
City, would you find the Colosseum?
Okay.
What did you say, Rome?
Rome, yeah.
Largest land carnivore, so polar bear. Interesting. Skip that one.
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed polar bear.
Who painted Sistine Chapel ceiling? It was Michelangelo.
Oh, okay.
Smallest body in a human.
Smallest bone. It's almost like we had this question before.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Stapes, there you got that one. Which year did the first manned space flight occur? 1961.
Okay.
Longest reigning British monarch before Queen Elizabeth II. You want to guess?
No.
Queen Victoria.
Guess. Oh, okay.
Which planet has the most moons? What did you say?
Saturn.
Jupiter. Oh no, you don't know. It's Jupiter.
Oh, it's Jupiter.
Okay.
Where's Jupiter?
Where am I up to? Who wrote the Odyssey? Homer.
Oh no. Nope.
Largest ocean on Earth?
Pacific, yeah.
Yep. And country that the automotive Ferrari was
We're not talking about that one.
Where is it from?
I don't want to talk about it.
It's Italy, of course, guys. Chickpeas you got.
Okay.
And then the final one, the time cut out, it was who invented penicillin. Would have been.
I'm not inventing penicillin.
Alexander Fleming.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's shocking. You're in better.
So I got 6.
6. Oh, so close though. That was fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, your tactic is fire through as many questions as possible.
If I don't know the answer, instantly skip.
Whereas I like take time and think about it. I'm like, what is it? But we both kind of balanced out. That was fun though. So
Saturn has 146 moons. Jupiter has 95.
Oh, really? I didn't create the questions, I'm not gonna lie. I stand back.
Jupiter has 95 moons. Saturn has 146.
Okay, fair enough. You get that point. So 7 each.
7
each. I love how he was like.
I was like, hold on a second. Let me double check that.
Right. So
Saturn's rings were apparently had more moons, and that's how the rings were formed because they just crashed into Saturn, and that's how it formed its rings.
So the rings are moons.
The rings are basically moon dead
That's
moons.
quite cool.
They're dead moons.
That's cool.
So, or at least that's the current theory.
So if our moon crashed into something, it would create a big ring around us.
If our moon crashed into us, like the debris would create a wee ring.
Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. Let's not think about it. That scares me.
Well, actually, our moon's slowly moving away from us.
Oh, bye-bye, moon.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen like over like
billions of years.
We'll be gone. We'll be gone.
Back in my day, the moon was actually here. Right, now we're getting way off topic.
Okay.
Yes, that brings us to the end of season 1.
Yep.
Hope you've enjoyed it, guys.
Yeah.
Make sure to subscribe, share.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
And tune in again in September for
season 2. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.